The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep. Through it's easier to open than I anticipated. Though it's easier. Leaning over and poking my head further inside to gain a sight of the room fast as possible. The meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. This is not as I was expecting. I mildly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solidity fingers taking center shape in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes. It doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seems to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being a separate room. That she is a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even amongst foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movement with her head is telling me that the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind like Kenny. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't seem any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calm atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling that my speech pattern don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. Say that. One which I hastened to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Satao. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives me a nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off her chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be processed she followed dozens of times before. As I leaned sideways to see around her back, she seemed to use her long, dainty fingers to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see a different disability the other student in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Tizune and Misa have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing all the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer and preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library, Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finished pouring water into the teacup. As she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup, indicating that it's been stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi and as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the silence room with Muto. Science! Yeah, that's what I said anyways. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacups and saucer in hand. She's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. What? Oh, talking about the teacher. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like rather a bad moment to bring it up.